Let's go to our next segment. We're excited to have Lane Moore with us. She's a comedian, musician, and author. She does it all. Her new book is called How to Be Alone, if you want to, and even if you don't, because honestly, some people just don't have a choice. Welcome, Lane. How you doing?
Hi, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yay.
So I'm intrigued by the title, and I do think a lot of people never really feel, well, I can't say that they don't feel alone, but they're not alone in so many ways because we have our smartphones and all the social media apps. But when I talk to my friends, a friend recently said to me, I'm really lonely. And she's got a lot of friends on Instagram, but she's really lonely in real life. So what made you decide to write this book?
Yeah, I would say in large part because of people like your friend, because I am like your friend. I think we're all like your friend in a lot of ways.
Like my friend.
Exactly.
My friend might be me.
I didn't want to put those words in your mouth and be like, are you your friend?
No.
But it's okay if you're your friend. I too am my friend, so it's fine. But I think, we're at this point, and you hear it said all the time that it's like, we're at this point where we're more connected than ever, but more alone than ever. And I think so much of it is that, social media and all this stuff has definitely created this idea that like we're so connected all the time. But I think, so my kind of hypothesis is that we all have a lot of pain still left over from our childhoods that have, no matter what. So really, I told this book through the lens of my own story in the hopes that something in my story people could relate to. I didn't really have a family growing up. I raised myself, and I've navigated the world just on my own since I was really little. And I think a lot of people have some shades of that where they weren't as loved or as protected or as cared for as they needed to be as kids, and now, aren't really able to connect with friends in the way they want to, or aren't really able to have the kinds of romantic relationships they want to have. And I think it's so pervasive, and yet we'll still ask people questions like, how are you single? You're pretty and successful. And you're like, oh, I also am carrying a great deal of pain. Like there's so many, we look so on the surface with everything.
Right.
I think I just wanted to go a little bit deeper.
And you do that. You also talk about being your own parent, which for you, as you just touched upon, you raised yourself.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, once they leave their nest that they came from, really don't know how to navigate the world on their own at all.
Which is so interesting to me. That I can't speak to whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, I knew that like I was in the world alone. I was going to have to figure it out and do that. So that always sounds like a cool problem to me. I'm sure it's not.
Right.
But I'm always like, oh, wow, you got to wait until you were like 22 to be scared? I did that at 5. Yeah. So it's just... But I think, I always say, and I've talked to some people who are like, I had... a good family, but I still struggle with this and this and this. And I'm like, then you didn't. Like, even if it's just little, like, it doesn't have to be as severe as my situation. But I think there are so many people who it's like, well, this parent was a little bit overbearing, or this person never really understood my emotions or whatever. And I don't think it's being too sensitive. Like, in previous generations, we were like, ugh, buck up. No one had a good childhood. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
And then I don't think we want to do that anymore, and we shouldn't.
No.
Why?
No. Now that I'm hearing this, I'm a new mom. I'm like, don't mess up. Like, a lot of pressure. But what do you mean by being your own parent exactly?
Yeah, in terms of learning how to be my own parent?
Yeah.
What do you mean? How was I my own parent? Or?
Yeah. How were you? How did you kind of teach yourself the ways of the world at such a young age?
Got it. Yeah. I
Sorry
mean,
for not clarifying that.
No, totally. I was like, hold on. I know there's something. I kind of did the best that I could. I think it's, you kind of, it's like not having proper like medical attention for a wound. You like kind of put some tape on it, and you kind of, you do the best thing that you can with the tools that you have as a kid. And then, but then all the things that I did, I think as a kid to try to get through and just survive, at a certain point, like now as an adult, I'm like, oh, I don't need to be in constant like survival, just get out of this. And,
right.
I think I did get used to like surviving on like the least amount of whatever. Like I wasn't really good at, and I'm still struggling to be good at actually like living and thriving and enjoying life, because it's so easy to get caught in this, this track of like, I'm just going to make it through. I'm just going to make it through and not die. And like, I think that's what happens to a lot of trauma survivors, but especially like childhood trauma survivors. You're just like, I'm just going to get there and I won't be dead and that'll be enough. And now I'm like, I'd like to enjoy my life and live it, maybe.
Have fun and be in the moment
Yeah.
not rush through things. Like you said,
And not feel
sometimes
scared all the
it's just
time.
getting rushed through. I mean, you're really getting quite vulnerable about a lot of things, and
Totally. Yeah.
that's difficult to just be like, here I am, world.
Yeah.
And you live in a very tough city. New York is, like they say, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah.
And it is like, will chew you up, spit you out. And you made it in the comedy world.
Yeah.
Did you ever think your career would get this far?
Oh, I have always known it will get farther. I've dreamed about this every single day, you know, since I was born, pretty much. This is all I thought about, because creating art and creating comedy and creating music and writing books, like that was my saving grace as a child. Like that was the one thing that soothed me and gave me hope for myself, that I would get to be at this point where I have a book in front of me and I'm talking about it and it's in stores. And you know, I had a moment the other day where I was thinking about me as a little kid, and I was just like, dude, you did it. You wrote a book. You survived and you wrote a book like you knew you would. And those moments are awesome, because I'm glad that I made it here.
Yeah, it's coming. Everything's coming to fruition. All the struggles, all the strife.
Yeah.
And you're helping other people.
Yeah,
which
that's
is really cool.
It's the most incredible thing. I'm getting just a flood of responses from people who are like, you're articulating things I was never able to articulate or talk about, or I never felt comfortable sharing. Because that was the book I wanted to write. I wanted to write the book that I wish someone had written for me. I wish I'd been able to read at any age. I think it would have saved me so much pain and so much loneliness. And so I wanted to be one of those people who's able to put something to the world and someone goes, oh, that's me. This person gets me. I'm not weird. I'm not broken. I'm not alone. Like, she sees me. She gets it. And I do. So
you totally do. And you also bring a lot of smiles and laughs to people through your comedy show where you do Tinder Live.
Yeah.
Can you just explain that? And then maybe do you have your phone with you?
Oh, my phone is at 1%, but I could do it.
I don't have Tinder. I don't have
Tinder.
any. I want you to teach me how
Yeah, I can show you.
like this goes, because I've always wanted to swipe. I would like to just pick.
You've never been on online dating?
No.
Oh, you lucky person.
Lucky. I don't know. It kind of scares me, the online dating thing.
Sure.
I would like to see.
Someone just handed me a Tinder.
Okay, I would like to see how it works.
All right. Well, first of all, I'm going to change your genders. Because if we're just swiping on women, we'll be bored. Because most of these women are just like living their lives. Which might mean that we're swiping on like gay male Tinder, which might be a little bit different than straight guy Tinder, but we'll find out. You're going to get a lot of interesting super likes after this.
No.
So I'll tell you what Tinder Live is before I go through it. So Tinder Live, I do it every single month at Littlefield in Brooklyn, and I also go on tour with it, going to Dallas, Texas, Oklahoma City, one other city that I'm blanking on because I'm tired. Little Rock, Arkansas, at the end of this month.
They need Tinder in their lives, live.
Yes, they really do. So what I do is I go on my Tinder on a big screen and I swipe live through my Tinder, and the audience votes whether I swipe right or left. And right or left is like yes or no.
Okay.
So what happens is it's a super kind show. I don't make fun of someone's appearance or anything like that, but I just go for like the weirdest possible dudes you could possibly find. So we have Cadu, I guess.
Interesting name.
He's with an elephant. He's holding like the tusk of the elephant, and the elephant looks angry that he's being touched by Cadu, which is fair. I know. I feel like I can't show his profile, but I'll just try to describe it as best I can. He looks like he just came from the gym. He's wearing like long basketball shorts and trainers. Let's see what else he's got. All right, this is a photo from maybe 10 years ago. Who knows?
Okay, 10 years ago.
Yeah, this is a photo of him with an American flag headband.
Patriot.
Cool. Patriot. Loves it. This is a photo where he's barely in the photo.
That's interesting. What
He's,
is he
falling out of
showcasing?
it.
Like the umbrella behind him?
Yeah. He wants to show you that he knows where umbrellas are, just in case anything happens. This is him with a button-down shirt on his head in Egypt, which doesn't seem...
He's just warm.
Yeah. This is him near a building he found. He knows where buildings are. And this is a GIF of him swinging on the subway thing. So
I'm impressed he knows how to make a GIF.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't know... Okay, so he doesn't have any profile information. So he's that confident in who he is. Like, he doesn't tell you anything about himself. He just wants you to know that through these profile photos...
Who he is.
Do you want to date him or not? So what are your thoughts?
No.
Yeah. So I swiped no. The next photo is Andrew and his
No. Any guy, sorry. He's like pulling up his shirt and pulling down his shorts.
Pulling down his shorts. There's like a lot of veins too. I'm glad you couldn't see as closely as I can see. There's a lot of veins.
I don't need to see it because I'll never unsee it.
You don't. And like you can
This
you
is
can
what
see stuff through his
Beyonce
shorts.
meant
That's
when
all I'm
she
gonna
said,
say.
like, to the left, right? Because that's how you swipe.
So.
Okay. Well, there's a lot we could do here.
Yeah, there really is.
I'm going to swipe right on you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, God, I'm totally becoming a mom every single day as my jokes get worse and worse. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on everything.